there. Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. And we are underway here in Las Vegas. Boston Scott on the return from his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not much. Marked down officially at the 21. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
They'll run with Smith. And that one never got off the ground. He's going to be stopped up well behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13.
Hey, let's go.
Hurts. And the Raiders have got him. So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here. 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. And that is incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
And it appears they'll go for it here on 4th down. A big call on the game's opening drive. They'll try and throw for it here. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. He's on his way. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. That's kind of a double whammy. I mean, the interception on the opening drive, that's one thing. But to give him this field position, that's another.
Absolutely perfect start for this defense. They take the ball away on the opening possession. They know that their offense will get the ball to start the second half. They line them up in field goal position. And to me, they got a chance for a touchdown right here out of the gate.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Jacoby Myers, 15 yards. And the Raiders take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. So really a nice nice drive there for the first points of the game.
And how about the fact that it was a run by the wide receiver that got him into the end zone, Brandon? You know, these guys, we know they're not afraid to open up the playbook, and they showed it to us right there on the first drive.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Out of the end zone comes Smith. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to Hurts, fumbles it, and the Raiders pick it up. And they take over already 5 yards deep into the red zone at the 15-yard line. And they put it on the ground here on the second drive, and of course, Charles, that follows drive number 1 where they had the INT.
Makes you wonder what's going on with this team, because a lot of times we can attribute it to nerves, but maybe it's a lack of focus. Maybe it's the preparation for the game. Maybe they just came into a little lackadaisical, because that's just not looking good at all. That's just not the football that we came here to see.
A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets a made.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time looked well for a solid gain.
And the Raiders are going to have it first and goal as they'll take this down to about the 3. They got the ball in great field position after the fumble, but this defense trying to stand tall.
They certainly are, and a lot of times after you pick up a fumble or get an interception, you have momentum on your side. You kind of walk through a defense and score.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 14-0. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. 3rd and 5. Here's Hurts to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Now remember, they were unsuccessful earlier in this first quarter. Going for it on 4th. They're going to try a second time. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. Off the play fake, here's O'Connell. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, poor decision there, and it's going to be intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. They'll come up 2nd and 7. Hurts sets up to throw it, eluding the pressure right. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a 1st.
I don't think that run was anything that was designed, but when his reads were blanketed as he went through his progressions, all that was left was for him to run and try and pick it up himself.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Another incompletion there. That's 5 in a row now to start this game. He's got to take a deep breath now, step back, shake it off a little bit, trust his offensive line, and hope that his play caller dials up something that can give him a completion and get him going. That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Across midfield. He's on his way. DeAndre Swift. Touchdown, Philadelphia. DeAndre Swift, 76 yards. And the Eagles have cut it back within a score. The call from Nick Sirianni. Let's go for 2 here, he says. And he's going to be hit and taken down in the backfield. Just nowhere to run that time. And the try for 2 is snuffed out. Boy, they're down only 1 score. Still first half. But they're going to line up for the onside kick. Well, it looked like the Eagles got this back. Yes, Philadelphia football. Great job by the kick team there to get the football, but also don't forget about the man that started it, the lonesome kicker himself.
I love that you brought him into it because he doesn't get nearly the attention he deserves. Oftentimes it's only when it's negative. In this case, he created a positive play for his team.
He'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
And with that run, he's already at 100 yards here before halftime. So if he sees the same kind of action in the second half, he could be on his way to a career game.
Now a 2nd and 6. Throwing is Hurts. And his throw is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 115 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
The offense stays put. They failed twice already in this first half, but they're going to go a third time here on fourth down. Airing it out deep for Smith. And this one is incomplete. The Eagles unable to convert there on fourth. And the Raider D, they get the football back. And that makes them now 0 for 3 on fourth down attempts.
A lot of people would say they're showing a lot of guts going for it this many times on fourth down. I think they'd have to start thinking with their head a little bit more than with their gut and their emotions because it's not working for them. They've got to figure out what's been going wrong.
And showcasing those strong legs on that run, getting through one tackle. Now she winds up getting 8 there.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's O'Connell. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. Now it's O'Connell. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Another shot from the 9 on second and goal. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up a 3. A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. Now O'Connell. Flush to his, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Patrick Johnson drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up fourth down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will do it for this first half. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators, they sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I'll guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach, we can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
Kevin Byard up to make the tackle. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Second down, Jacobs once more. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
They certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Josh McDaniels going to take a risk here. They will go for it on fourth down. They'll go for it. O'Connell. That is caught. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. A big pickup of 12 yards on fourth down to keep this drive from stalling. From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
And they go play action here with O'Connell. He'll buy some time right. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. Fakes the handoff. Now O'Connell to throw. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a cornerback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Now it's Smith. And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield.
First down, Philadelphia.
And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Now they can't bring him down. There he goes, right side. DeAndre Swift, touchdown, Philadelphia. DeAndre Swift with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles have got it back to within a score. The call from Nick Sirianni. Let's go for 2 here, he says. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the 2-point attempt is turned aside. And the Eagles have recovered. Well, I guess they felt like they needed something to get them going. Maybe you wait for this type of a play, but they try the onside kick, and it works.
I'm starting to wonder if the analytics coach is starting to get involved in the football nowadays. When you see this type of play made, this type of a risk taken, sometimes there's a different influences going into the head coach's ear.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. On the run, it's Smith. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped him. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. His pass caught at the 4. Touchdown, Eagles. Jalen Hurts finding A.J. Brown. And the Eagles have taken a 4th quarter lead. So a big play for the Eagles now as they'll go for 2. And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they've upped their lead to 3. And boy, figure this one out. Leading here in the 4th, and now they're going to try an onside kick. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Throwing on 2nd down. Here's O'Connell. Here's White. They set up the screen. And he is going to lose yardage here. 1 yard is the loss. They back up even further to a 3rd and 15.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I've thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
O'Connell here on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And that will force a turnover on downs. On the ground, this is Smith. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Partner, I know my grade school teachers never would believe this, but I can absorb a lesson. I think there's a lesson in this one. He's having a great day running the football, but occasionally they're going to find a way to stop you, aren't they?
Yeah, this time the defense stepped up, and what's been so far a tough game for them. From the gun, it's Hurts. And that is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time how a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48.
This is 1st and 10. Back to throw, O'Connell.
It's grabbed over the middle by White. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. To throw here, O'Connell. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. So they were in field goal range, chance to go to overtime, got greedy going for the win. Do you think maybe on the sideline they felt compelled to go for that win?
Sometimes that's what happens because as a head coach, you have to take the pulse of your team. You have to know where you are and how they're feeling. And maybe he thought, we've got to win it right now. Overtime, we might not have anything left for that. So maybe that's why they went for it and pressed it.
Unfortunately, it backfired. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby.
This is caught inside the 15. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
And what great recognition between a receiver and his quarterback, because he's going to recognize the trouble, and then he has 2 options. Cut off the route and come back to help, or head straight down the field, and he chooses the latter, and it turns into a huge play.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Raiders have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
Ah, what a luxury it is to be able to call a bowling ball like Josh Jacobs down near the goal line. 5'10", 220 pounds, and he's not afraid to get in there and get the tough yards. Finishes off this drive with a touchdown run.
They'll try to run it with Jacobs, but he will not get in here. He's stopped up short of the goal line, and this will remain a 5-point game. So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. And the Eagles dodge a bullet. They cover it up. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
And he's going to be met at about the 43. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And that should do it. He's got a 1st down. And the Eagles, they can run it out from here.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Smith. And now off to the races down the right side. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
Eagles offense staying out there. Of course, Hurts always a threat to run. They'll go for 2.
They'll try and throw for it. And this one's caught. And their fourth quarter lead grows by a couple more.
36. Raiders 23.
Yeah, the touchdown apparently wasn't enough. They're going to go for the onside kick here. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now they've given up.
And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with the clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field.
But Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
Out of the end zone comes Smith. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. They're going to drop him behind the line yet again, and things going from bad to worse. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Here's Hurts to throw. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And he'll be down at the 6-yard line.
How the tables have turned now. They were trying to salt this one away, but that interception, potentially a game changer.
And I just got to think to myself, at this point of the game, I know you've been aggressive. I know that's your MO, and that's fine. And all those teams that talk about all gas, no brakes, you better have the emergency lever to pull occasionally. They could have used it right there. They put themselves in a tough spot with that interception.
Here we go, 1st and goal.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. That is caught. Touchdown, and no time remains. And they're an extra point away from winning this football game.
But that's the one they had to have. Put them in a position where they're tied up, but I got to get out of the way. We still got an extra point that's pretty crucial.
That's right, just one more element to complete the victory. An extra point by Carlson, up and good. And with it, his guys take the lead here by a point. Well, this was a game we'll have in the memory banks for a while. The winning touchdown at the end, and then they had to get that extra point. You know, the knees were shaking, but he put it through, and boom.